We're going to end up in a London Underground at this rate.
I used to live in Storrington.
Something really loud was just thrown from behind me then.
As Clive and Phil, they're going inside where the tunnel originally collapsed, killing 3 people, 3 miners.
Oh yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that? Somebody just touched me on my back.
Yes, sir, yes. Living Poison. Manufacturing record. It's like a light is in my face, but I can't fall for you. I close my eyes and drift away. I've overdosed on you. Cause then you wake up dead one day.
The Marehill Mines is a derelict site of a sand mining operation from the end of the 19th century. This quarry was extracting fine-grade sand for the iron industry of the Midlands up until the 1940s. During World War II, it was used as a shelter from enemy bombing. The cave system became a mushroom farm for a short period and then remained abandoned until the Sussex Wildlife Trust took on the site in 1998. During the early days of the mine, many accidents and deaths occurred due to unsafe conditions. The conditions that workers had to face here were exhausting, and working in these places caused fatal illness such as lung disease. Three workers were trapped from a cave-in within one of the tunnels. Unfortunately, rescue crews were unable to locate them or find their bodies, and the tunnel that took their lives was then sealed up. Our research could not uncover any more information about this location. It is reported that shadow figures are seen within the mine, disembodied voices and loud sounds still come from within. We conduct a walkthrough of the location and carry out an EVP session. Are any of the miners still here that used to work a long time ago? But more importantly, we would like to speak to those miners that died here. So if you can hear me, can you shout out your name? Are any of the miners still here? If you can hear my voice, Shout out as loud as you can. We're here to speak to you. We heard that there were quite a few deaths here and injuries, but also there was a cave-in. And 3 miners were trapped and they couldn't get you out. So unfortunately they had to leave you here. Can you shout out as loud as you can? Can you tell us your names, please? If you can hear me, you see this device that's here on the floor. Try and use that to communicate. Thank you. Can you try harder? Use this device here. Do it again, what you just did. Use the device to communicate. Can you touch it for us? That way it'll make a sound, and then we'll know that you're here. Thank you. Are you one of the men that died here? You are. Is it true that there was 3 of you that were trapped here? And they left you behind because they couldn't get you out? So we've come here to find out your story. Did you like working here? We receive readings on the tri-field meter, which is detecting a change in the electromagnetic field, and a voice is captured at the same time on the digital recorder, which we cannot make out. Here is the audio enhanced. Did you like working here? Did you like working here? With the night time approaching, we set up our static night vision cameras and make our way inside the mines.
Now, as Jeff was explaining, we've come down here today because we've heard that people have seen figures, heard noises, and you're probably wondering why we come down to talk to you. It's because we have an interest in it. Want to find out more about you and your stories. So, if you are here, perhaps you could come and join us and we could share stories. Now, the first thing I noticed when we came into these mines, they were very low and we had to stoop, and very quickly you start getting backache. And if you crouch down, your legs start to ache. So it must have been quite difficult for you working down here. So I'd imagine, just like we're doing now, you'd have sat down, had a chat, had your pack up, were you local? Or were you brought in? Because I know in a lot of these cases, skilled overseas workers were brought in to dig these mines. I personally know this area very well because I used to live about 2 miles away. I used to live in Storrington. Now, if you're local, you'd know that area very well.
Phil received several EVPs. When Phil states that he used to live in Storrington, the voice says back to him in Storrington an intelligent response. Here is the enhanced audio.
I personally know this area very well because I used to live about 2 miles away. I used to live in Storrington. Now, if you're local, you'd know that area very well. I personally know this area very well because I used to live about 2 miles away. I used to live in Storrington. Now, if you're local, you'd know that area very well. We've actually come a long way today to be here. Mark in particular, it's a 3-day outing for him.
Yeah.
And he's getting backache sitting over there, you can probably tell.
Yes, we can't get comfy.
So, for him, did anybody just see a light down there?
No. But I saw a shadow, it looked like it went past you, Phil.
It was just down over there, it was like a flash of light.
No. I did see a shadow go, it flicked in between us. Because the shadow definitely went past you.
Okay.
Mark captures a shadow move near to Phil, which passes him and moves across the ceiling. Here is the footage again, with enhancements, and then in slow motion so it can be seen more easily.
Was this one of numerous mines that you it's my eyes, there's something bright up there. Oh. You see it, Jeff?
No, I can't see anything.
Well, take your camera away and just look up without the camera. If you move your head like that, you can see it. It's weird.
I can see it from here.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. What was that?
Something just touched me on my back.
Never.
You all right?
Yeah.
Looks like we got something here.
Was that you doing what we asked you to do to make one of us jump? It certainly made Jeff jump. Do it again. Was that deliberate? Or did you just brush past?
Those of you that lost your life in this mine, that's a terrible tragedy and a terrible way to die. I do feel for you. Do you miss your family and all your friends? Friend, if you're still here with us, which I hope you are, that shiny thing in my friend's hand to the left of me where I'm pointing.
Asking for a drink.
Please.
Sorry, Jeff?
It said drink and then freeze.
It must have been really thirsty working down here because it's very dusty. I mean, the amount of sand dust and all the other spoils that you must swallow during the day. Is that why you were thirsty? The word freeze come through. Is that what happened when the tunnels caved in on you? It was basically like you were frozen. Well, Jeff?
Save. They want to be saved.
Are you saying you want to be saved, or couldn't they save you because you were trapped too far in the mine and there was too much rubble on top of you?
Who was that?
What was that noise?
I thought someone spoke. What did you hear, Phil?
I don't really know. It's
I heard
just
it.
like a...
Yeah.
There again. What was that?
I didn't make a noise.
Well, and again then.
Is that you making noises, Clive?
No, we're not. None of us are moving. I can see Clive.
Who was that?
What was that noise?
I thought someone spoke. What did you hear, Phil?
I don't really know. It's
I heard
just
it.
like a...
Yeah.
There again. What was that?
I didn't make a noise.
Well, and again then.
Is that you making noises, Clive?
No, we're not. None of us are moving. I can see Clive.
We make our way further into the mine to where the collapsed tunnel killing 3 miners took place. Earlier on, Mark heard your voice and you said, "Don't go." So we want you to speak again. Can you do that for us now, please? We believe that we're nearby where the tunnel collapsed and 3 of you got trapped and you were left behind because they couldn't get you out. Now, Clive and Phil, they're going to make their way into that tunnel. There's not much room, so they're going to have to crawl through. So, when they go in there, could you speak to them, please? So that's Clive and Phil. They're going inside where the tunnel originally collapsed, killing 3 people, 3 miners.
Now, I can't see anything now.
Right.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
As Clive and Phil fight their way through the confined areas of the collapsed tunnel system, a voice is captured on their audio asking if they are hurt.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
I leave Mark alone outside the entrance of the collapsed tunnel to check on the battery packs and our static night vision cameras, and to also bring a static cam to film the tunnel where we are located. And as Mark sits filming in the darkness, rocks start to be thrown from behind him.
Jeff? Christ, that was loud. And that came from behind me. Something really loud was just thrown from behind me then. Jeff's outside. Clive and Phil, I don't even know how far down. Jeff?
Oh my God.
You keep going.
It does. It's absolutely humongous. To the point we've got some sort of metal machinery down here.
No.
Yes.
What's going through? Find it.
Right. We are. Jesus. Does it ever stop? We're going to end up in a London Underground at this rate.
Where's it going?
Well, I think we might be pretty much at the end. Having said that,
There's a lot of metal going, aren't there?
yeah,
Yeah.
must be a rope.
Let's have a look, see what's over here.
Oh my God, this place goes on for miles.
Wow.
God, it's we have to be a bit careful here, Phil.
Yeah.
So we've got the grass going through the roof.
Uh-huh. Just do a quick shot back down that way.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're on our way then.
Yeah, they've backfilled, haven't they?
Yes. To prevent anyone coming down. We've done a small bit of crawling to get this far. I'm not going to talk loud, like I say, because of the ceiling being the way it is. But I'm still not sure if this is actually the collapsed part of the tunnel. simply because I haven't actually seen any ceiling damage. It looks like it's just been chiselled and everything filled in. So, are we any closer to finding out what happened in here with those 3 souls that lost their lives? Are you down here now that we've gone further into the system?
I return to the mine with the static cam, and Mark tells me of what has been happening. And just as I'm about to carry out an EVP session, another rock is thrown from behind us.
Well, that's what I mean. But it was louder than that. Now you've heard it, thank God for that. That's coming from down outside the tunnel in. Where's that recorder?
As the rock is thrown behind us, the static cam that is filming the tunnel where we are sitting captures a see-through anomaly moving across the ceiling at the same time.
Well, that's what I mean. But it was louder than that. Now you've heard it, thank God for that. Well, that's what I mean. But it was louder than that. Now you've heard it, thank God for that.
Who's throwing things? Who's making all those noises? Can you do it again? Please.
I'm glad you heard that, Jen. It's a solid one.
Are you throwing things to get our attention? Or are you throwing things to try and scare us and get us out of here? If you want us to leave now, then please say get out or ask us to leave and speak into the red light.
I think if we had more resources with us, we would go on a little bit further. But it just seems to be going on and on and on. Not quite sure where we're meant to be looking for anybody that worked in here. But quite clearly it's very extensive. Is there anyone down here at all that can talk to us? Let us know that you're here. Just let us know your name. There's plenty of metal about. How about throwing something on the metal just to make it bang? I could just imagine what it would be like down here in a collapse. Absolutely no way out. Blind as a bat. Horrible little creepy crawlies. No torches, no food, no water. No light. Anybody here experienced that who worked in these mines?
We don't know if they're all right or not. How do we know if they're all right or not?
We'll be down unless... Do you want to give us how long down there? don't even know who he was.
Let's just wait a little while longer.
It must have been.
Creepy crawlies all over me.
Oh, yeah, they're probably cave gnats.
I don't know what they
They're
are.
not biting, are they?
Not yet. Sorry.
Okay, no, you're good. There must have been lots of entrances around here, so you could get in and out in case of an emergency. But they are all blocked. Now, we're not going to go any further into this mine because we could actually get lost, to be honest with you, and we're not quite sure where we're going to end up. So I'm going to end this session, and if there's any light phenomena that you can produce, tap on the floor, on the ceiling, then, you know, now's your chance, just do it. We are here to be educated as to what happened down here.
A voice buried within the white noise of the digital recorder that Clive is holding is caught saying he's getting nearer, and as the voice is captured, a small light moves across Clive's face.
Be educated as to what happened down here. Be educated as to what happened down here.
Are you all right in there, guys?
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're just on our way out. You right behind me, Clive?
I'm right behind you, mate.
Okay.
You know, the worst thing now would be something to grab my feet.
I'll pull you back.
Hello.
Oh, hold on. Bloody back still. Phil and Clive decide to leave the network of tunnels due to the lack of air, which is full of particles of dust that they've inhaled, and the possibility of dangerous gases that may be within the confined tunnels. Eventually, they find their way out of the vast mine system, covered in sand, battered, bruised, and drained. With our evidence captured at the Marehill mines, the spirits of those that once worked here and which also cost them their lives still live within the maze of tunnels.